More than 500 billion plastic bottles are produced yearly, with an annual growth of about 7%. About 80% of them are trashed. Some of them end up poisoning our oceans. This is why we came up with Clicko Brick, a patented product which serves a double purpose. At first, a short-term container for liquids. Then, a long-term multi-purpose smart building block, which can integrate and self-interlock with other Clicko Bricks in all directions. In this presentation, we'll show Clicko Brick's potential for refugee camps and disaster zones, where the most dire needs are water, food, sanitation, and habitat. Clicko Brick responds to two of these. First, to bring drinking water, then be reused to build public shelters like clinics, kitchens, schools, etc. So we can supply humanitarian organizations a standard 24 square meter public shelter. We're talking here about a global need. There are 65 million people forcibly displaced. 22 million of them are refugees. 10 million are stateless. Humanitarian organizations provide these people with 400,000 shelters every year. When you look at disaster-prone areas, almost 5 million people are affected by earthquakes every year, with 10 billion euros of damage. 115 million people are affected by floods, with damages reaching 56 billion euros. As to inadequate housing conditions, more than 1 billion people are living in slums and favelas. Clicko Brick can also be used for modular buildings. In order to define a value proposition, we compared a common situation where a refugee camp or disaster area needs both water and habitat. When you bring them separately, you waste the plastic and pay more for the deal. But when you bring Clicko Brick bottles, you've already paid for and transported most of your public shelter. The cost of Clicko Brick bottles for a 24 square meters shelter is 580 euros. To this you add a door, windows, a canopy roof, work, overhead and profit, and still you paid between 20 to 40% less than other options. Clicko Brick is a patented product of reusable plastic containers that comes in varying sizes and three forms: hexagon, square, and triangle. They can all interlock to each other. The unique needs of displaced people led us to design a 2-liter hexagonal bottle, which would be semi-transparent with UV protection. When you assemble them together, they offer, along with stability, minimal air passages, and optimal insulation properties. In 3 years, we plan to produce 10% out of the 400,000 shelters delivered worldwide every year. Our comparison refers to public shelters, but obviously, since Clicko Brick is a basic building block, family shelters are just as implementable. For a 24 square meter shelter, our deal stays a good 200 euros cheaper than all other options. Clicko Brick is reusable, thus reducing the environmental pollution caused by plastic waste, which is affecting open spaces, sea life, our health, etc. More than 500 billion plastic bottles are produced every year, 20,000 a second. This means 15 million tons of non-decomposable plastic. It also means 80 million tons of carbon dioxide. Clicko Bricks creates the same amount of carbon dioxide like other bottles, but it will be used for years, not days. Building a shelter out of it means the energy and carbon dioxide is saved somewhere else. Clicko Brick creates a cheaper shelter by combining price and durability. Its positive climate impact would attract donors with a chance to contribute not only to people but also to the planet. Clicko Brick creates an easy-to-build, safer shelter and enables the refugees to take a productive part in their rehabilitation. We believe Clicko Brick addresses quite a few pressing issues, such as plastic waste, building materials, humanitarian needs, etc. And we envision further implementations in many areas. Clicko Brick is a game changer. For more information about it, please check our site and keep in touch.